Hello, good people. I found in the paper an interesting article which says that there's going to be performances of Shalom Aleicham's plays in the Yiddish. They're going to say it in Yiddish, and that should be interesting. It's going to be called Tevye Served Raw, and we have the article over here. We'll read it now for you. Thank you. This is it. It's called Tevye Served, From Hilarious Comedy to the Depths of Tragedy. Tevye serves suitably raw homage to the greatest of Yiddish writers. These are the actors. By Trav S.D. In the middle of the year, of this year of grim golden anniversaries of assassinations and riots and strife, it's well to remember some positive things that were happening in 1968. For example, that year, the original Broadway production of Fiddler on the Roof was 2/3 of the way through its record-setting 6-year run, based on the Yiddish Tevye the Dairyman, Stories of Shalom Aleichem, Solomon Rabinovich, 1859 to 1916. Fiddler was not just an award-winning box office hit, it was a groundbreaking cultural event, the first mainstream pop cultural depiction of Eastern European Jewry as it existed before World War II. It seems strange to imagine a time, and so recent a time, when theatrical producers actually worried that Fiddler on the Roof might be, quote, too Jewish for mainstream audiences. For some contemporary producers, apparently, it's not Jewish enough. The National Yiddish Theater Volksbühne is presently showing an all Yiddish version of the musical, translated from the English version by Shraga Friedman, and playing at the Museum of Jewish Heritage through September 2nd, and the Congress for Jewish Culture is currently presenting a production called Tevye Served Raw at the Playroom Theater through August 14th. Tevye Served Raw is the artistic brainchild of a trio, the husband and wife acting team of Alan Lewis Rickman and Yelena Shmulenson, best known as the Yiddish-speaking couple in the prologue to the Coen brothers' 2009 film A Serious Man, and Shane Baker, who styles himself, quote, the best-loved Episcopalian on the Yiddish stage today. All three act in the production, which consists of adaptations of Aleichem stories by Rickman and Baker, as well as some scenes from Aleichem's own theatrical dramatizations of the Tevye stories. Some portions of the show feature spoken English translations. Others make use of supertitles. Rickman directed the show, which in contrast with the current Volksbühne production, is a showcase for Aleichem's original Yiddish voice. The Public Theater's Joseph Papp called Yiddish the perfect language for the theater, Rickman said. This is a quotation. Quote, the Public Theater's Joseph Papp called Yiddish the perfect language for the theater, Rickman said. Quote, our use of the word raw in the title means unprocessed. This is the organic, macrobiotic, sustainable version, he joked. Quote, everyone in this production is a genuine Yiddish speaker. Yiddish is unbelievably expressive and musical, and only someone who really speaks it can tap into that. Though Baker is a Gentile who hails from Kansas, Rickman singled him out for specific praise, saying, quote, Shane may be the most fluent Yiddish speaker I've ever heard. He speaks the most gorgeous idiomatic Yiddish. Rickman's father was a native Yiddish speaker from Poland. Shulenson was born in Belarus and grew up in Ukraine. The current production grew out of Baker's appearances at Aleichem's Yahrzeit, annual bereavement ceremonies honoring the deceased in the Jewish tradition. Aleichem's will requested readings of his stories at this ceremony each year. Baker had been brought in to interpret the tales several years in a row, and a theater piece grew out of that experience with a view to presenting something by 2016, the 100th anniversary of Aleichem's death. Versions of the show have been presented in Australia, Canada, Israel, and Ukraine. The piece ranges from hilarious comedy to the depths of tragedy. Or, as the ads promise, you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll krechts. Krechts is a sort of an audible call in pain for a minor ailment. So that's you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll krechts. One special gem called, quote, A Stepmother's Trash Talk depicts the process by which Aleichem became a writer. He created an alphabet book based on his stepmother's curses. Others sections with titles like, quote, Strange Jews on a Train, and the Yiddish Sisyphus reminds us. Right now, let's take a look at this. These are the three people in the play. Left to right, Alan Lewis Rickman, Yelena Shmulinson, and Shake Baker. Tevye Served Raw is in the Playroom Theater through August 14th. If you want to see it, it's in the it's in the Playroom Theater through August 14th. So these are the three players. So anyway, other sections with titles like Strange Jews on a Train and the Yiddish Sisyphus remind us why Shalom Aleichem was known. Here we go, 1 second. Here they are again. Was known as the Jewish Mark Twain. But never far away are harsh realities. Quote, Aleichem and the people who wrote Fiddler were writing for two entirely different audiences, Rickman said. The outlook of the shtetl is not the same as the outlook of a Long Island housewife. So Aleichem's original stories got whitewashed when they made the musical. The ugliness and the horror of the pogroms got covered up. In real life, interfaith marriages were outlawed in Russia. A Jew would have to convert to Christianity. You weren't allowed to convert to Judaism. So, tears flow between belly laughs in this faithful homage to the greatest of Yiddish writers, and while it's not a musical, there is one lovely song, a lullaby sung by Shulenson, with lyrics by Aleichem, with very little imagination. Let's get this straight. All right, 1 second. But with very little imagination, one can picture this bare bones but highly skilled production touring on the back of a wagon from village to village. From village to village across the Pale of Settlement. It's not possible to be more authentic. With very little imagination, one can picture this bare bones but highly skilled production touring on the back of a wagon from village to village across the Pale of Settlement. It's not possible to be more authentic. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday at 7 p.m. through August 14th at the Playroom Theater, 151 West 46th Street, between 6th and 7th. If you're interested, for tickets, $38 visit TevyeServedRaw.com or call 800-8383-006. So here we go. Here are the people that are in the play again. Shane Baker, Alan Lewis Rickman, and Yelena Shmulenson. There they go. So Shake Baker, he's the best loved Episcopalian in the Yiddish theater today. And here's the husband and wife team of Alan Lewis Rickman and Yelena Shmulenson. So remember, this is, if you want to see it, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday at 7 p.m. through August 13th. So this is the Playroom Theater, 151 West 46th Street, between 6th and 7th Avenue. There we go. By the way, if you want to know more about Yiddish words, you can look the joys of Yiddish. The joys of Yiddish, we can look up even right now, crechts. We're talking about crechts. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll crechts. This is pronounced crechts, to rhyme with rechts, German, crechts and croak. To grunt, groan, croak, moan, or wheeze in minor pain or discomfort. So this is all, you can learn all about Yiddish words and all kinds of words. Litvack, a lot of all the words you need. This is called The Joys of Yiddish by Leo Roston. So there we go. Thank you very much once again for watching. We'll see you again soon. Take care.